You may notice I have this gorgeous picture here on my desktop. That comes from WebShots, and I'm going to show you a link to that at the end of this. But if you want to change the way your desktop looks, right-click in the middle of the screen and choose Personalize. Now, Personalize is a folder inside of the control panel, which you can access in another way. I'll cover that on another time. But here there's a lot of things you can do here. You can change the icons on your desktop. You can change the font size that all these things are seen in. Let's talk about the things that more people do want to change. Among them, the Windows color and appearance. If you click on that link, you'll see you have a lot of choices of colors. What these are is the color of the frame around the window. Look what happens when I click on the red one. It changes it to red, blue, frost, or the default color. If you like it, you can keep it. If you don't like it, you can change it right back. It's totally up to you. Now, if I want to get out of this, I have several options. If I click the X in the upper right-hand corner, it closes out this entire thing, and I would have to go back to the desktop, right-click, choose Personalize again. But if I click OK, it'll take me out of the Color and Appearance tab and takes me back to Personalization. Or, if I go back to Window Color and Appearance, if I click on the back arrow, that also takes me back. And one final time, what is showing me here is I'm looking in the Window Color and Appearance folder, which is in Personalization, which is in Control Panel. If I simply click on Personalization, that's what I've chosen. Okay? Very simple, very basic. Play around with it. Get familiar with it. Don't be afraid of it. And this is how you learn your computer. If you click on the desktop background, what they call background, most people call wallpaper. And Windows comes with a number of different wallpapers. As you can see, I am using WebShots for my wallpaper. But let's take a look at some of the ones that come with Windows. Now, I'm using Windows Vista, but all the different versions of Windows have wallpapers that come with it, and they're all customizable. And the way that you change them is very similar, especially if we're talking XP or Windows 7. You see all these pictures here. These are all the standard pictures that come with Windows that you can choose to have as your wallpaper. And if you choose it, and then let's minimize this, you'll see that that has become my wallpaper. Okay? But I don't want to use any of these for the wallpapers. I want to go with my WebShots, so I'm going to go back to that. Okay, and you can change it. You can change it forward, back, up, and down. You can fiddle with it. Change it till you get what you like. Okay? Now let's take a look at Screensaver. Now, it just so happens that WebShots is also what I use for my screensaver. But Windows comes with a whole bunch of default screensavers. Now, you'll notice also that there is a setting that will allow you to determine how much inactive time you have before the screensaver comes on. You can choose 1 minute, 10 minutes, anything in between. That's totally up to you. I have mine set at 5 minutes. Now, let's take a look at the screensavers that come with Windows Vista. Mystify is a popular one, and you see a small example of it. You want to see it full screen, click on Preview, and this is the screensaver. Screensavers are programs that were invented back in the time when monitors were not as good as they are now, and if the same image remained on the screen for any length of time, it would actually be burned into the screen and damage it, and you would have a ghost of that image that lasted forever. Even though that generally is no longer true, people have come to really be fond of their screensavers. I am. And so there's a bunch of them. Now, if you just move the mouse, move the cursor, that goes away because you were just looking at a preview. Let's look at another one. Ribbons is another popular one. and it's just different shapes and colors moving around the screen. If you like it, leave it. If you don't, change it. You can change it today, change it back tomorrow. It's totally up to you. Now I'm going to go back to my web shots, click apply, and OK. Now another thing that a lot of people really don't know that you can change is the default sounds that Windows makes when you open and close a program. Now, you know that Windows has these little sounds it makes. Sometimes they're you may like them, you may hate them, but if you choose one like asterisk and press test, it'll give you a sample of the sound. Okay, let's see, device connect. All of these have a different sound, and they're all customizable in that you can change the sounds. You can choose a new sound. You can actually create your own sounds. You can record sounds. You can take a bit of a song and turn it into one of these sounds. This is all customizable. Play around with it. See what you want to do. Now, if you don't have a built-in microphone, which most laptops have, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge in the beginning learning how to do this, but I'll cover that in the future. So the sounds are also customizable. The mouse pointers are customizable also. Now, a lot of people like the arrow. I do. Some people like the hand. There are many, many different choices. They're all different colors. Okay, now I just changed it to a hand. If I click apply, now it's a hand. If I change it to old-fashioned system, okay, that changed some of the secondary effects when you do different things. Play around with it. It is nothing to be frightened of. I strongly suggest that you play around inside the computer. Try this, try that. Don't be so afraid of hurting anything. If you're going to make a change that really matters, Windows will almost always warn you. It'll give you, open up a little box and it'll say something like, are you sure you want to delete this? Or do you want to save this? It basically is double checking to make sure that you are doing what you want to do. Now let's take a look at theme. What is a theme? A theme is a package that Microsoft has put together that includes the background image and the color and frequently the screensaver. Now, I don't have any special themes installed in here, but you can find a lot of them online. There are jungle themes where, you know, this will be green for the jungle and there'll be animals in the background. The screensaver will have different things. These are all things that you can customize yourself or you can import or find online. Again, check it out. Find out what you want it to do. Make your computer look the way you want it to look. Now the last one we're going to cover here is display settings. And I'm not really going to get into this because most people never change their display settings. The monitor that you have will automatically choose to run on its default settings. But these things this is also customizable. What we're changing here, it appears up here to be the screen size, but what we're really changing is the screen size and the resolution. Over here we can change the quality of the color. Again, these are things that most people are never going to change, but if you are into gaming, a lot of different games run best at certain resolutions. You might need to change your resolution to something like 800 by 600 to run certain games. So that's something that you may want to know how to do, even if you're never going to do it. Now that's the final thing I want to cover in personalization for your desktop is WebShots web page. It's www.webshots.com. and it is where you can download the program for web shots, and it will give you free beautiful pictures, one or two new ones every single. You'll notice that I have a calendar up here, the current month, the previous month, and the next month. That's all part of web shots. So if you think that you would like to have some of these beautiful pictures here on on your desktop, they're readily available.